Alright, so now we're recording. I guess just for YouTube's sake, I'll zoom in. Maybe they'll get it, maybe they won't. I don't know. Anything could happen, right? It's crazy.
Spin the wheel! Pretty.
There we go. Alright, so this is our late night Saturday pre-release.
Late night.
Ray loves deck building on camera.
Yep. See, I'm going to do the same thing again. It's going to happen again.
Just talk your way through it.
Alright, so my first seal pool was red-black. And I had nothing but removal.
I thought we were gonna go back to the blue-white pool that you built this green, but let's go take it back to the real.
The
first
kitty
seal
kitties.
pool. Yeah.
Foil Phoenix. Let's go.
Ooh, okay.
Man, you could have had this foil Phoenix though, and this foil island. Think about the value. I always offer to swap pools, and no one does. It's whack. All right, if you guys don't got the codes yet, it's unfortunate. Don't worry, they're gone. Got the big piggy.
This forever.
What about you? What wares you got going on over there? Just the one?
Yeah, I'm on. Oh,
Ooh, you got the games.
we got a hippo.
People.
I like that foil island. It's nice.
Yeah, they'll probably be red green, hopefully. Construction. Yeah, I like this Phoenix a lot, obviously. Got this Wrath. Got the Thunder God, but we'll see.
I don't know why I'm weighing them all out like that.
Alright, step one complete. I do have one less common though, because I have this pretty island. This guy's good, right?
Slide priest. That's a
It's
nice
blocked by a
card.
creature. That creature draws a card. Nice. I get to actually play with this card finally. That's sweet. If I play green. I've had it play against me a lot, but I've been blessed to play it myself.
Which one?
The games.
Oh, okay.
Who got a Traveler's Amulet? Nice. Time to splash 4 colors.
Alright, so
Bam.
another temple was
I don't think it's going to be...
black. It's not seen.
This is going to be the one time I open... Breach? Yo, you don't need that, right?
Hey, I don't play bad decks.
This card's going to be banned, okay?
Alright, so
I hope
Trust. Trust.
I really don't want to have to play it.
Straight Yagi Moss wheel.
Dahlia of the Endless
So if I don't open a black omen in this seal pool, this will be 8 seal pools total that I've opened that I have not opened yet,
They're good, but I don't know how many
including online.
actually in this set.
I had one earlier, but I didn't play back.
They have almost tested
Yeah, I just don't think it exists. It's not in my collection.
Right here.
Pick a color if you want one.
Ooh, guess I'll go blue. Thank you.
Pick a color.
Any color. Except for black. Oh, we're getting down to the wire. Only 2 more comment. Oh, nope, I still didn't open one. They just don't exist. They just don't exist.
Flicker picked Gary. Alright.
Take it.
It's like a mythic comment, man. It's messed up.
So the red first gets it.
What?
The regrow, the black
Yeah.
oath, or
The
whatever.
blue's really good though too.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, but still, I'm trying to regrow things.
Oh, look at that.
It's never happened.
Turn Shepherd.
This dude. I did.
Holy crap, dude.
Alright. Surprise to no one, blue is not playable, so,
I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you.
so discount. Foil Island and all. No to this, no to this.
Check white first.
No to this.
Isn't no good.
Right,
I've
yeah,
already
now
played
you
it too many
kinda...
times. I'm done with it.
No to this. Good. No, good.
So
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, got the Haven. A double beetle.
I wasn't planning on playing that color. I guess I got to now.
Yeah.
Make sure you get your devotion.
so
Right, yeah.
Good. 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 Specialize. Good. 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 Fine. Okay.
Thank you, geese.
See this red cooking with. Seems good. Maybe. Good. 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 No.
Open up 2 boxes. You never got
Yes. Yes. No, actually, this card's a trap. The more I play with it,
You
the
get
more it.
any of the last set I need. Yeah, still trying to
Good. Good.
Oh, gotcha. Yep, I opened like 3-4 boxes just requesting these. I only got one.
This is fine. Humph.
I don't know.
Try as I might. I don't think I get to. This red just doesn't seem that good. But maybe. Big pig.
one mixed pool, I'll tell you that much.
Big boy.
Like so good.
Alright, green's not as good as I thought it was. I have a total of like 3 creatures in this. I can splash it though. Opa! It's unfortunate.
Any bombs?
So I do have bombs, but they're in red, and red's not that deep.
And you don't like red anyways.
God.
Yeah. My black is very good though, so I might end up black-red again with this stuff again. Maybe splashing for this because I got the Amulet Shores package.
Mm.
But let's see. I know this is all good stuff, so we'll lay all this out. Yeah, so this is lacking like top end basically. Which you know that chart's good in my deck. Probably. Bam! One top end. That card's probably not good either. It's only 19? Wow, I'm struggling in this pool. Stuff to fill out. Nothing to fill out.
Oh, that omen is so nice. I'm gonna get back all my guys. It's gonna be cool.
Wow, it must be nice to open omen.
It was very nice.
Meh.
Is it race like out there?
But I can't play it. Because I have a white too.
Alright.
Alright, so
So for the unplayables now.
Unless I don't play blue, but I have.
blue, red that way, like that.
Blue. Sucks.
Well, I have a distinct lack of kill you cards. I guess this kind of just builds the army.
Yeah, I gotta go back.
Thingies.
Like I said, Ray, Snapcaster Mage has won a lot of games.
That's true. That's very true. It's kind of how I was doing it last time.
Right. Oh, you're out of cards? Cool, I'll just attack with a 2-1.
Hit you for 3. Next turn, another 3.
Ooh, a shiny flame.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. This makes wolves. Is that better than a planet? Probably not. Bless you. This is the only thing concerning me. I have 2. I just don't like that card. Hump, 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 hump.
Anything? Oh, ooh. We get something that's spicy.
No good. No good.
It doesn't seem too good. I really like this character.
It's crazy that these are like the only 2 good red cards I have.
Absolutely.
Like, this is okay. These really. Can I make it work?
Problem with Nightmare Chef is
Some splash there too.
we got a lot of creatures.
What's card even do?
It makes
Oh,
one
nice.
Your nightmares. So this is like into the battlefield for right? Let's see. What card is this? Depends on which clan.
Alright, I have deemed red unplayable. It's very close. So blue's cut, red's cut, down to black, white.
Blue and red. Sounds like you're playing Siege Rhinos.
Yeah. If I had a Siege Rhino, if only. Have this Traveler's Amulet, we can make it work.
At this point, I'd probably just allow it.
Yeah. Bringing it back.
You know what? I don't care.
It was my promo. It has 2015 stamped on it. Like,
It's the wrong date stamp. I don't know what happened, man. You know
take it up with Watsy. Yeah.
They can't do a set release without messing something up.
Some get foil basics, some don't. I get Siege Rhinos. It's weird.
The best part with the foil lands is they're like, oh, guys, we shipped you foil lands. It's all good. And we're like, but they're not randomized. You didn't put them in a new blister pack. How am I supposed to pick a card, any card?
Yeah, exactly. Roll this dice. What's that mean? You get an island.
Right. 1 through 5.
7, 3. Joke's on you. You get an island because all we got were islands.
Right. Well, yeah, and that was the thing is they were in a sealed pack with like 12 in a pack, I think. So it was like island was on top, but it doesn't work out. So there's 2 of each in the pack.
Oh, nice.
So it's and it depends on what it starts with, of course. So you have like a differing numbers of each one.
Do you remember when they did like it was something game day where you got a foil basic land for playing Magic?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, it was like it was like some type of promo, but like the whole set went for a lot. So I spent all day going to all the shops, playing a game of Magic. And I remember when I went to Fortress, when they were still open.
R.I.P.
Yeah, one of the employees was so mean and ripped the land up in front of me.
Why?
Because I sat there, I played for 2 hours, played a couple games, had a good time, like bought like a pack of sleeves or something like that. And I was like, all right, can I get my promo because I'm going to move on to the next store. And he's like, okay, sure. And so he gives me a swamp, and it was creased, like from, a machine or something that sorted it. And so I'm like, oh, man, can I get a different one? This one's like creased. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, you just handed it to me. I haven't moved. I haven't done anything. Like, it's already like damaged. Like, can I just get another promo? And he's like, well, this and I'm like, dude, just send it back to Watsy or whatever. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, just let me. I don't care which one you give me. Just I would prefer to have not a creased promo. And so he takes it and just rips it. He's like, no one gets it. I'm like, that was aggressive.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. Needless to say.
Can I DQ you from this tournament or?
Yeah. Needless to say.
Well, so like you said, when they were open.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's probably a reason. I would not say that customer service is probably the best, but they were conveniently located next to the area.
B-dubs and
Yeah, Giorgio's Pizza. So, I like the owner, but yeah, some of the workers were definitely lackluster. So, but yeah, needless to say, I did get another promo after being violently ripped up in front of me. And then
that's just like mentally spine.
Yeah.
Ripped a card in. And it was a good card.
Yeah. Every time I seen a swamp after that, I shuddered.
That's why
6
you want
months.
to play blue now.
That's right. See, I was scarred. Is that a foil swamp? Drop. Can't take it. But yeah, it was interesting. I did eventually complete that set, and then I think I was able to trade the set for Like equaled out to like $12 each or something like that for the complete set.
Sounds about right.
It's pretty sweet. Not a bad day of spending like 12 hours playing Magic. Because I don't like foils, but you know, people did.
I've heard you don't really actually like Magic.
Yeah, it's all just it's a long con that I've been running for, you know, going on 20 years.
Well, for anyone that's watched the previous video,
Yeah,
they know when you started playing Pokemon,
Yeah.
and they know when you started playing Magic.
Now they have to reverse engineer to find out how old I was in 3rd grade.
Well, you,
What
said,
year?
you said 10 at one point, and I was like, I think this is a couple years later.
Yeah. Maybe I was 10 in 3rd grade. Who knows? 50-50.
I think he's in 5th grade when he starts playing Invasion.
Yeah. Pokemon 7. But yeah, long con. One day, like when they finally announce that Magic is no longer being printed or whatever, I'm gonna take up the mustache. Like, ha! It's finally D-Day. I've been a representative for Yu-Gi-Oh this whole time.
That's when Arena's actually esports ready, right?
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh's nice.
Putting on pads in the locker room. What's that for? Magic Arena.
Esports.
Yeah. Yeah, get in the game. Bought out by EA.
Got my padded gaming chair.
I heard those are good. Do you actually have a gaming chair?
I got like bought one of our office chairs, took it home.
Those are probably just as high quality, if not better. So.
It's not.
Oh no.
It's not.
See, this is why I need what I mentioned
You
earlier.
probably hustled the Magic card, man. Yep. There was a whole Ray story time about hustling Pokemon cards.
I had a fortune. By fortune, I mean like $500.
That's a lot in 3rd grade.
It was. I remember being interviewed on a banana in the lunchroom. Like, how does it feel to be so rich? Bought everyone chocolate milk that day.
Wow. 35 cents times all the students.
It's a lot of chalky.
You should do that today. I like chocolate milk.
A lot of chalky milk. for
Different
baby
times.
Yoda.
I'll buy you organic chocolate milk. Straight from a real chocolate cow.
That's not how this works, right?
I feed the chocolate to the cow.
You should have been paying attention in 3rd grade. Stop playing with your Pokemon cards.
Nope. See, I got good at games and missed everything else in life. Geography, everything.
Cows.
Cows.
We just went over this. Ray does not attend trivia night.
Yeah.
Unless it's Magic card trivia, but we don't need that on
Yeah,
the
Magic card trivia or Scrubs.
Scrubs.
That's it. That's all I got.
Have you watched it?
So this year, 2020, I have yet to watch it. Last year, I think I only watched it like 3 or 4 times.
Like, I'm talking from start to finish.
Oh, a lot. I watch it multiple times a year, every year. Some years are like the one year I watched
That's
like
me
15
with
times.
Literally all of the Fast and the Furious movies.
Do you watch them in order? Or do you have like a
correct
machete order? Do
The
you go like
correct
5,
order.
2, 1?
Yeah. Yeah, the correct order.
Do you skip any of them? Because like I skipped season 9 of Scrubs.
No,
Really?
I don't skip any of
Just
them.
everything? Too Fast, Too Furious?
I mean, that's my least favorite. Everyone says Tokyo Drift is the worst.
Dude, that soundtrack though.
But that soundtrack.
Yo,
It's just a different culture in that one.
it's true. I would love to drift in real life. That would seem awesome.
There was actually, so I went to Las Vegas for my wedding. We got married in Las Vegas. And there was a drifting school out there.
Nice.
And so my buddy bought me a day pass for the drifting school. And when we went out there, they were in the process of moving. So I didn't,
Now, would you have been taught how to drift, or would you just been in the car drifting with someone?
no, they give you a
That's-
Nissan 240.
That's
and,
sick.
And it's nighttime only because the track's too hot during the day
Sure.
in Vegas.
Yeah, pop a
And,
tire.
they had like a huge parking lot that they were doing it in, and they were actually moving to like a racetrack that they had rented. So like they had overnight rights for it or whatever on the weekends.
Nice.
So they had none of the cars ready to go when we were there. I was like, "Son."
Bring your own. What's good now? Just let me use your space.
Yeah. I don't even know if they're still in business.
Yeah, I'll bring a Pinto. Teach me how to drift in this.
No.
They say, sir, you can't actually be on our lot with that. That's bad for us. Bad marketing. Someone runs out with a black curtain, stands in front of you. Like, nothing to see here. Just keep moving. What's behind that curtain? It's not a Pinto.
But then you would be like, no faith.
Yeah.
Pop the hood.
Yeah. Soundtrack.
shit.
Doom, doom, doom,
Jay-Z.
doom, doom, doom. Yeah.
I retract my previous statement.
Yeah. It's a chameleon car.
10, maybe 15 grand. If we have to overnight parts from Japan.
Yeah.
They would decimate all.
You got the Tesla pulled up.
Yes,
like,
I know the script.
Yeah.
Judge me.
All right. So is it by inch or a mile?
Winning's winning.
There we go.
Doesn't matter if it's an inch or a mile.
Yeah. And who is Monica?
But remember, he gets her too.
It's true. It's all right. So is there any plot holes in Fast and
billion.
A billion. Okay, fair enough. I would assume
But you
so.
just ignore all of them.
Yeah. That's kind of how I am about a lot of things that I like. It's like when I got really into Game of Thrones, and then people were like tagging the last season, or I guess the last 2 seasons, about, oh man, it took this Raven like 14 days to fly
Right.
there. They did it in 2 hours. So I don't care, man. I just want to see a fight.
Right.
Come out. Spoiler alerts, I'm about to talk about the ending of it. For all you Game of Thrones heads.
You know anyone that wanted to watch it, watched it.
Yeah, for sure. Especially by now.
Yeah.
It's like The Mandalorian. I was all about that. I was out like 4 or 5 in the morning, still up like, oh, it's time.
Man, I was pissed it's only half
Refresh.
hour. I was
Refresh.
like, dude,
Yeah.
what's the hour?
Refresh. When are you going live? Refresh.
Yeah. It's like, I heard 3 a.m., it's 4 a.m. What's going on here, Disney? I'm paying for this.
And then when it's over, I'm not paying for this
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. Ooh, the way my budget works, I don't need you. You are now Hulu again. Even though Hulu's been getting me for months, I haven't watched anything on Hulu for quite some time. Like, I did use Scrubs on Netflix, and then I went to Hulu, which was the main reason I picked up Hulu. And then I bought HBO, like the add-on on Hulu. And I swapped it for like Showtime or something to watch Billions. And I'm still paying for it, but I haven't watched anything on it for a while.
I want to watch Psych all over again.
Yeah, I watched a few episodes of Psych. I really like the premise of it.
It's a funny show.
There was what's the Monk? Monk, is that?
I haven't watched that one.
Yeah, I watched a few episodes of that too. That was good. Basically, like, there was a period where USA had all the best programs. It was like Monk, Psych, Suits.
You've named them all. Shit.
Yeah, Burn Notice. And then, then I found out about SVU. And, there goes like 4 months of my life. But that's actually a good show. I like SVU a lot. Even though, I don't know, it's kind of interesting sometimes when I'm watching, like, how are they going to reinvent this plot line again? And they find a way to do it. Dun, dun.
How's your deck coming along there, Ray?
This is about as best I got, and I don't think it's that good, so I'm just kind of letting it sit there, hoping that it'll change when I look at it again.
Where'd that card come from?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah, slowly put something up here, just and got a Sabretooth in here now. Is this a poster?
I don't know. I threw them all away earlier. Is it just like a rules thing?
Life is short. But
Death is shorter.
death is shorter.
That's grim.
That is dark. Is this Hellsbeth doing her thing?
Hellspeth.
Hey.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm actually happy that Elspeth came back. She was OP. I assume that she's still OP in this format, but who knows? I
I
haven't
feel like
played
the card is underrated. I actually don't dislike the card.
Yeah. I haven't seen it played in standard yet, but on rate, format I'm
Ray, are
playing
you playing any big standard events soon?
Players tour.
That's Pioneer.
Oh, standard.
Yeah, I don't know if there is a standard. Oh, the Grand Prix or Magic Fest, Detroit. Yep. Yep, so I'll be playing that, which will be this format, right? There's not another set that
We
comes
have a
out.
question
Oh, question. All
for
right, let's hear it.
Raymond.
I'm
How
ready.
do you sort your cards for deck building? What's your strategy?
Okay, sure. So, what I first do is I would organize all the cards by color, which I can kind of simulate. This basically builds itself. There's not much I can do. So, but I would go through. Let's say I'll just use green as the example, or actually we'll use white because white's right here. Perfect. Make sure I don't got any other white cards. So after I sort all my colors, I would go through each pile individually and separate them into cards that are playable and cards that aren't playable. Or because there's a lot of things that are just kind of chafy, fluffy. Like for instance, this card, Sentinel Eyes, it's good, so it'd go into a pile, but it's not good in every deck. It's only good in like, I guess that's not true. It's probably good in every deck because it gives vigilance. But so I'd go through real quick, boom, boom, playable, 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 and then fortunately all my white cards are playable. So then I would have all these piles of all the playable, and then I would try and see which piles are the thickest to then see how many playables I have, and then build a curve. So that's exactly how I came to this black-white deck, because, for instance, every white card I own is playable. So then the second thing you do is you start organizing by mana curve, and I always separate creatures from spells because you want to have roughly a baseline of 14 creatures in sealed is like where you want
Ray
to
likes
start
to
at.
play with like 3 or 4 though sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes you have 14 removal spells and then
Yeah.
3 creatures, and you hope those 3 creatures are also removal spells. And you just pack them to
Or
death.
have escape.
Or have escape. Yeah. They'll come back. They come back to fight. So then, I think this is one of the most important parts of deck building in sealed is to make sure that you have good curve, because if you can't play stuff, let's say you only have all 5 drops, then you're gonna get ran over by anyone that plays like a 2 or 3 drop, and then by the time you get on board, you're just so behind. So like this is my white setup. This is my white shell. So what we got here?
So you
4,
got-
5, 6, 7, 8,
Are those
9.
1, 2, 3, 4?
Yep. Mana cost of 1, 2, 3, 4. I have no 4s, and then 5.
Oh, okay, so it's 5.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And then-
my little preview was.
Oh yeah, you're fine. Yep. So I do it by that, and then Omen of the Sun is in the creature pile because it makes creatures. So like any type of token effect, like Midnight Haunting.
Raise the alarm.
Yep. Yeah, I'd always count it as that mana cost.
Where do you put planeswalkers?
Planeswalkers, they're actually just in my box. I don't use them. They're too expensive. I can't riffle
You don't
shuffle.
want it?
I have 3 of them. I can only use one.
So, but yeah. So then,
Just throw it in the middle.
Guess what, everybody?
oh,
You got a code.
incoming.
Incoming. I'll zoom in.
Then you too can build your deck like this on Arena.
Boom.
Many a
There's
clicks.
a code.
Many a
It's for,
clicks.
I believe it's just 6 booster packs. I don't think it's for a sealed entry, but you never
Oh,
know with
nice.
Wizards
Fair.
because they mess up everything. So, hope you guys wrote it down or paused it or did your thing. You zoom out now. Oops, went too far.
So then, usually any type of pile that's good, I will try and fill in the holes. So like, let's say if I thought white was good here, which I mean it's fine. It has a couple removal spells, a couple combat tricks which are good, but not a lot of creatures. So I would then go through each one of my colors individually and then start trying to see, well, first, how many creatures are in this color? Because I need
Yeah.
creatures.
If you got 3 and you've got 4 that are there, then
Yep.
7 you just can't play those combinations.
And then a good, or you could just like lay it out. Like let's say, for instance, I wanted to pair white with green. So then I would go ahead and lay out all my playables and then analyze from there. So boom, boom.
And Ray does this very quickly because he reads a card once and has photographic memory for what it does.
Yeah, I can't tell you the card name that often, but I can tell you what it does.
And he can recognize the artwork.
Yep, yeah, the artwork. I used to do that before I wore glasses a lot. I would be like, I don't know what the card is, but I know the picture. That's why alternate art cards always get me. I'm like, I don't know what that is. I'm like, oh, it says, I'm like, oh, okay, I got you.
And then the next time they play, I still don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's like, can I read that again? Is that the Big Dipper? Yeah, so essentially, like this is why I wouldn't deem green-white good. So you have a lot of good green cards, a lot of good white cards, but then when you lay it out and you see your curve, you have a couple good end game, but then your early drops are just kind of like all mushed.
And what do we
Where-
have? We've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 creatures. So
Yep,
like
13, so like-
your balance is okay,
Yep, so I would like
but
to
you
hit
just don't have
14.
any big stuff.
Correct, yeah, and like I don't have end game. I have a ton of things that really don't synergize well. Like this needs our 4 power or greater, which I only have 3, and they're my end game, so
Yeah.
not really that great.
What card besides Banishing Light do you actually want to play?
From white, I'm just giving this example of like how to build. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
if I
this-
were to like
this is
try
why
and-
he's not playing.
correct,
this.
yeah. Because then like if you were like gonna put this pile is big and this pile is big and then jam them together, well, you need to make sure your mana curve is actually functional. And this is a good example of like I have 2 big
You have
piles.
a billion 2-drops and nothing really after
Yep.
that. Well, not enough after that.
Correct, yeah, and like
So, okay, here's probably a good follow-up question.
For sure.
How do you want your curve to look?
it's format dependent. This format's pretty slow, so I want to have a decent amount of early, like a couple, like 3 to 4 spells, creature-wise, like a couple 2-drops, couple 3-drops type thing, just to get on the board. And then I want to make sure that my end game is great because when you play a slow format, the power scales into the late game. So that's why, like Escape, for instance, as soon as this ability was previewed, you knew the format was going to be pretty slow because this just dictates that the game's going to grind on and on. So that's why, like, for instance.
So you're thinking you have maybe 2 to 4 creatures and
Yeah,
spells in
yep.
combination at 2 and 3 mana costs.
Yeah, 3 is where I can start getting pretty glutted if I'm okay with it. But then I really want to have a good diversity of like, I want to have like 3 4s, 2 3 5s, a couple other big cards, stuff that actually scales well
So
into it.
would you say you want your CMC, your curve, to look like a bell curve? Where
Yep,
like
yep.
3 or 4 is
It's like
the
the-
peak?
yep.
And then as it kind of curves down, You've got like 1 or 2 cards that are like 6s and 7s.
Yep, the haymakers, just so you can actually push through. Yep, I think the only way that this becomes not ideal, or I guess not ideal, but like where I don't care about my curve creature-wise is when I have a ton of removal. Because
Well, I think that was your deck earlier today.
yeah, where I just had like 16 removal spells, 14 removal spells, whatever it was. Because I didn't care what I was killing him with. I just wanted to kill everything. And then
I just want to kill everything.
yeah, and it's luckily sometimes the black creatures
Have escape. Well,
have
a lot of
escape,
the stuff
or
does.
that they just kill stuff when they come in, like the
Yeah.
Gorgon, or like the 6-mana commons that I had where with the devotion negatives. So like for instance, that's why I like this. I have a lot of good things, but my creature suite isn't the best, so.
So you can't play this.
Nope,
So you
can't
were
play this.
settling on what combination?
Black green.
Okay.
Yeah, and black green kind of has the same type of issue at the top of the curve. Once I lay it out again, that this has, where I just don't have anything in any of my colors, unfortunately, that actually can fill this hole at the top. Like all my red.
It's small.
Yep, like I have a 3-drop that's insane and a Wrath, but then I have no actual like meat at the top. The only thing I have is Satyr. I have this Thraxamundar dude, but
Ray doesn't play with foils, so.
yeah, I don't like foils, and blue is also kind of just mediocre. So you need blue is very good in this format, but it's all like uncommons and rares.
So I pegged kind of like the best bomb that you're likely to get being the Shimmering Chimera, which is the 3/2 flyer.
Yeah,
that allows you to bounce up to 1 enchantment in your upkeep.
Yep.
That
I
card
think
is
card's
really
great.
good in this format.
Yep. Just being able to recycle like the omens and stuff.
Oh yeah, preordain every turn.
Oh
I
yeah.
had it with the Mythic Saga.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Release the Kraken.
I'll make a Kraken. I'll return it and then I'll just make a Kraken.
Yep. So the thing that black gave me was removal, which is very, very key in any limited format. You want to have removal. And then I curve like decent. Not the best, but not the worst.
All right, so let's actually arrange this into a bell curve.
Unfortunately, my bell curve doesn't exist. This is more
Well, yeah, like
slope.
put the spells in these piles and just kind of show the the distribution, if you will.
so.
So you're not even playing 1-drops at all.
Yeah, there's
so-
just not any one.
So you can
drops.
see if there was some 1-drops you'd
Oh,
have.
sorry, I am playing this because
Oh.
of escape.
Okay,
But-
so very sharp bell curve to 2.
Yep.
And then it kind of
Tapers
evens
off.
out. Yep.
Yep.
So
Ideally-
and you would ideally want a couple of these over here.
Yeah,
correct?
like if I could like pick anything from the curve, I would take some of these 2s and just play some. Probably more of like that. I would want like another 3-drop of some sort. Hopefully another 4. I have enough 5s, and then some type of other big monsters at the top.
So that's kind of the ideal in this
Yeah.
format because it's
yeah.
slow.
Yep. Yeah.
What's
This will give you enough.
I don't play sealed ever. What was Eldraine?
I didn't play Eldraine, so
Okay.
I'm not sure about that one.
Was
War of the Spark.
or War?
So Core was a weird one that had a lot of synergy.
Yeah.
So your curves were kind of just based upon how much synergy you could actually do, because they had the Spirit Tribe, they had the Elemental Tribe. So Core was one of the few that you didn't really care about your curve. You just want to try and be as synergistic as possible. And like the most powerful decks in that format were the Teamer Elemental decks that had multiple of the blue-green Elemental that triggered when it came into play. You put a land in or put it in your hand. Risen Reef, yeah. So like you would see tons of those decks that had just like multiple Risen Reefs, all these different elementals along the curve. Like they were the most busted decks in that format. Same thing with like the blue-white flyers or spirits based, and yeah. So sometimes you have tribal synergies. Like this is kind of, we have color pairs that work really well. Like black-green has a self-mill theme, a lot of escape synergies. So like we kind of have the same thing going on, but it's a lot about just grinding value. And when you're trying to just grind value, you just want to have like a decent curve so that you have something to do at all stages of the game. That's why something like Aspect of the Lamprey is really important in this format, because it's a later drop, it gives lifelink so you can stabilize, and it also denies them 2 resources by making them discard 2 cards. So something like this would be unplayable in other sealed formats, but in this format in particular, it's really good.
Yeah, that's why the Blue Saga is so good. It's a 7-drop.
Yeah.
But it will end the game.
Exactly.
But you're actually able to get to a 7-drop.
Right, it's not unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would think that decking is probably a real thing if you have like the correct deck or
If you have some
Board
Merfolk
state.
secret keepers in this format.
Yeah. Well, they have the chatter picture. Yeah, that thing, Sweet Oblivion.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's possible. I could see some like crazy blue mill deck in this format. The only downside is that escape's a real mechanic, so you might just get like punished. It's like, oh, you milled me, sweet. Now I'm gonna bring back Pelucranos or something.
So they said, okay, noted. Don't play planeswalkers.
Yeah, Planeswalker's unplayable.
Not really what you said,
Yeah.
but
Basically, if you ever play
don't
against
force
me, take every Planeswalker out of your deck if you're playing it. Constructed, limited, cube, like anything. Planeswalker tribal, Atraxa. Just take them all out versus me. I'm actually anti-Planeswalker. So, down with Jace.
wow, that escalated quite quickly. But no, what you mean, I think, was don't force it. Just because you open an Ashiok, you don't need to play black blue.
Correct. Yeah. Like if I would say that it.
What? I'm doing this wrong.
Yeah. Play Splashiok. Yeah.
How do you
Yeah,
feel about
Splashy
Oko?
You call that Splashiok? Yeah. Yeah. So Ashiok is, I think, a poor example because Ashiok is worth
Ridiculously good.
Yeah. Same thing with Elspeth, but like Calyx, for instance, I would not go out of my way to play Calyx.
I don't even think that card's good.
No. But yeah, Ashiok, I would probably bend over backwards to try and get in my deck because the fact that it mills your opponent, that's so vital in a 40 card deck.
Yeah, very true. And it's not like it mills 2.
Yeah.
It mills 2, then it mills 4.
Yeah.
Then it probably mills 6.
Yeah, and it exile, so they're never coming back.
And so like here's a good one. So in this format, if they have enchanted creatures
Yep.
and you bounce them, they lose the enchantment and they still exile a card. So that -3 is now a 2 for 0.
Exactly. Yeah, it just
And
grants
that's,
so much
that's true
value.
in standard. If you bounce like a token creature, they still exile something.
Yep.
So it's a huge source of card advantage. So I think Ashiok is a ridiculously good card for
Yep.
standard.
Yeah,
We'll
unfortunately.
make the joke that before they banned Oko, Ashiok was a 3-drop with 6 loyalty.
Yeah. Watsy learn.
Yeah. They had
Moved
to
it.
emergency reprint all the Ashioks.
Yeah,
and
there,
stuff.
scratch it. This didn't work out well.
You guys got records?
Oh, yeah, yep. Thank you.
Totally forgot all about that.
Don't even worry, I got it now.
Yeah, thanks. All right, so I guess you just have to sleeve now, right?
Yep, just leaving.
All right, so we're gonna stop the YouTube video. So.